I got a request on my Universal Audio LA2A collection video to talk about the Universal Audio 1176 series, which is another one of my favorite compressors. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to Distinct Mastering. My name is Freddie. I'm a mastering engineer, producer, DJ, and president of Sleeping Giant Music. For over 2 decades, I've helped artists grow their careers, and now I'm here to help you with your music production skills. If you'd like a free stereo mastered sample from me, check the link below in my description. Now let's chat about the Universal Audio 1176 collection. Okay, I've got an Ableton session opened up, and I've got all of the 1176s loaded here. Now there's 5 of them. You have the Rev A, you have the Anniversary Edition or the 1176 AE, you have the Rev E, which is the LN Rev E, one of the most common ones. Then you've got the 2 legacy versions. So let's discuss what each of these are good for and when you might want to use them. Okay, first let's go over the controls on the 1176. This is the 1176 Rev A, which models the original design. First, you have your input here, which also double backs as the threshold. If you're familiar with compressors, notice there's no threshold knob on this. Then you have your output knob here, which can adjust the makeup gain. So as you're compressing, you can adjust the output. Common thing to do on the 1176 is to adjust the output of the signal that's coming in so they match. So you can hear the compression working without any additional gain that's fooling your brain into thinking something is better because it's louder. Right over here you have your attack and your release. Now one thing to note on these compressors and limiters is that the attack is opposite. So the higher values is going to give you a quicker attack time and a quicker release time. Usually it's the other way around. This is going to be slower. So make note of that. Then you have your ratios here, which is 4-to-1, 8-to-1, 12-to-1, and 20-to-1, which is getting into more limiting. Not completely like a 50-to-1 or infinity-to-1, but one thing you can do, and there's a cool trick, is you can put this into smash mode, they call it, where you can literally turn on all of these just by holding the shift button like that. And you see they're all on now. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Then you have your metering here. So this is going to show you the gain reduction, and then this is going to show you the output. This is going to be +4 operation and a +8, and then you have an off button, and you notice the red light goes off. So it's very simple to use, very easy compressor. I love these things. Okay, so let's get into the specifics of each unit. The 1176 Rev A models the original design. It has a very fast attack and a fast release. This unit is great for guitars and basses, so take note of that. Okay, the next one here is the 1176 AE, which stands for Anniversary Edition. There's a couple differences about this one. This one has a slow attack mode, which is a little bit different of a mode than the others. And it also has a 2-to-1 ratio, which the others do not have. So that's a very unique thing. This one's attack and release are going to be similar to the Rev A. So I suggest you give this a try on a wide variety of applications. You know, if you really need a slower attack time, this is going to be your go-to for the 1176. Okay, the next one here is the 1176 LN Rev E. This one is the most common out of all of them. It has the lowest noise, and it's going to be used on the widest applications. It's got the smoothest attack and release, so you can use this on a wide variety of applications, including instruments and vocals. I use this on vocals quite a bit. It's one of my favorite compressors to go to for vocals, so definitely check that out. Okay, the next 2 here are the 2 legacy editions. This is the 1176 LN Legacy and the 1176 SE Legacy. These are going to be much easier on your CPU, just like all of the legacy plugins from Universal Audio. So if you need to use something that's going to be lighter on CPU usage, then check these out. They're not going to be as close replicas of the original hardware units, so keep that in mind. Okay, let's get into some of the specifics with each plugin. Here we've got the Rev A, and I've got a bass line from Splice loaded up, just something I grabbed to show you here. Let's go ahead and play this. And as you can see, you know, it's hitting pretty hard right now. Let's take the input down. And what you want to try to do is just kind of get at this thing to get, you know, not past 5 to 7 much. This sample's already been heavily gained, so you might want to gain stage this before hitting the compressor. And then as you can see, if I want a quicker attack, I just go to the right. And if I want a quicker release, same thing. One of the more common settings here with the bass is to go ahead and put a fast attack, fast release, and cut those transients. Or you could try going the opposite way with a slow and make it more of a glue. Let's go middle of the road. And then you can try more different ratios. And once again, if you want to try the smash mode, it gives it a little crunch right there. So, you know, these things are very colorful. They're very handy. Okay, next up on the list, we have the 1176 Anniversary Edition.
Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I groove?
And one of the things that I said to do first.
Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I move?
So let's go ahead and try to get the.
Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I groove? Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I groove? Do you mind if I move?
What you can do is match the output. So you see we've got 5 decibels of gain reduction happening, but you can hear what the compressor's doing when you flip back and forth between the off and the on. So that's a pretty cool feature. If you want a little more compression, and notice that it's on the slowest, the slow-mo setting. So let's bring this back if you want to get a quicker response time. Maybe you want a little less compression. And you know, these things are great, but I love the slow-mo setting. It just gives it a nice silky flavor. You know, gives it a little sizzle. And it kind of puts the vocal in its place.
Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I groove?
Flattens it out, you know, gives it presence. That was on 4-1, here's 8-1.
Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I groove?
So here it is.
Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I groove?
Without, and then back to with.
Do you mind if I move? Do you mind if I groove?
Okay, so the next one here is the Rev E. Once again, this is the most common of the units. I've got an acoustic guitar here. So let's go ahead and try to do the same thing. And let's lower the input, match the output. And that sounds right. So you can see we've got about 5 decibels of gain reduction happening. And it's controlling that thing nicely, you know, it's just getting the guitar nice and flat. You know, let's give it a little faster release so it can kind of go to the rhythm of the guitar. Use slower attack. Here's a faster attack. And you can see it's cutting out, getting some of that picking noise from the pick. And this kind of lets all the pick through. So, you know, it's very, very, very smooth compressor. Let's give this thing the smash mode. Look at that. Puts it right in your face, nice and tamed, but it's almost invisible in a sense. You don't even know hardly know it's there unless you're the one that's putting it on. Feed a little more input into the smash mode. And then you get a little of that crunch, that distortion I was talking about. Okay, let's talk about the classic Dr. Pepper mode. If you're into analog gear, this is a common little trick, and it was modeled after the Dr. Pepper commercial from some time ago. I've never seen it personally, but the Dr. Pepper commercial says have a Dr. Pepper at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. So one common thing that people do to get a good sound and starting point with the 1176 is they set the attack 10 o'clock, they set the release at 2 o'clock, and the ratio at 4 o'clock. And they say that it's supposed to give you a pretty good sound. I personally haven't used that too much, but I know of the trick, and I guess it would be a pretty good starting point if you needed to get somewhere fast. As it sounds right now, it's pretty invisible to me. Let's give it a little less. Nice and tame. So hey, there's the classic Dr. Pepper trick. And that's the 1176. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And that's an overview of the Universal Audio 1176 plugin collection. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment down below. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and the bell notification will keep you up to date. Once again, my name is Freddie from Distinct Mastering, and have a great day.